To you live from the Nation Center here in Nairobi, but also from across the country. We've got everything covered for you with regard to this general election. Polls open early in the morning. But now let's shift focus and take you to the county of Kisumu, where NTV's Bernard Dong has the latest from that region. Bernard.
Good evening to you, Smriti and Mark Masai there in Nairobi. I'm here at the Kisumu Technical Institute, where ideally this is one of the key central areas in terms of the logistics, because this is where the tallying will be conducted for the constituency of Kisumu Central. This is a constituency that has the most number of registered voters, about 130,000 plus registered voters from the constituency of Kisumu Central. Remember, Kisumu County has about 600 plus thousand registered voters. We have Kisumu East, we have Kisumu West. I've spoken about Kisumu Central. There's also Iseme, Nyando, Moroni and Nyakacha as well. The second constituency with the most number of registered voters is Kisumu East, with about 93,000 plus voters. And earlier on, when I did my update for the Swahili segment of this wall-to-wall coverage of decision 2022, there was a lot of activity in the background now, and you can see it's quite silent, quite a bit subdued, because what was happening here was the deployment of each and the respective the presiding officers for about 222 polling stations. The presiding officers as well as their deputies were here to collect their materials, the ballot boxes and other important material ahead of tomorrow's exercise. About 444 officials were right here, as well as a countless number of security officials will be attached to the respective polling stations. But this is the constituency tallying center, where once the process is concluded tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. after the voting is concluded, and once they start doing the tallying, everything will be coming back here to this specific area, the constituency tallying center for Kisumu Central. As I've just mentioned, this is a region that of course has a lot of interest in terms of how this elections direction, the trajectory of the elections will take. But all in all, so far so good. Nothing to point out of concern. You can just see the vehicles. If you see the vehicles passing by in the background there, those are some of the respective presiding officers and their deputies, as well as a security officer just heading to the respective polling stations, about 200 plus. But Kisumu is not only the only county that has a lot of focus. There is another county that has a lot of focus as well. And just to continue the wall-to-wall coverage, I'm going to be linking up with my colleague Duncan Kayemba, who is about 60 kilometers plus in Siaya County. Duncan Kayemba, if you can hear me, good evening to you wherever you are. Give us the latest in terms of Siaya County. Of course, this is a county that has a lot of interest as well. It's the ancestral home of the Azimio la Umoja candidate Raila Odinga. What do you have for us from that end?
From the UK, United Kisumu, down here in the USA, Ugenya, Siaya, Alego, it's everything, it's all systems go. What I can tell you, it is a cocktail of emotions here. Talk of anxiety and talk of excitement. Anxiety in the sense that it's not only the Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga who is feeling the weight of tomorrow's exercise, knowing too well that this is now or never moment. What you would call a do or die moment. It's actually past the 90, it's actually the added time in that match that he has been participating in, maybe in his entire political career, and therefore he understands too well what is at stake tomorrow, and so are his supporters in this particular county of Siaya. The county has 533,595 registered voters. There are 6 constituencies from Alego, Usonga here in the Siaya town, which has the highest number of registered voters of 122,900. Then we have Bondo that has 104,000 registered voters. We have Rarieda, we have Game, we have Ugenya, and we have Ugunja. Those are the 6 constituencies. Now, to understand the importance of this particular exercise tomorrow is that they are actually, Siaya County could be on the brink of making history again. History in the sense that the region produced the first ever vice president for the Republic of Kenya, that is Raila Odinga's father, the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, between 1964 to 1966. Then come 2008, the region again produced Kenya's second prime minister in the name of Raila Amolo Odinga in the Grand Coalition government. few months in that year, another what you'd call a person whose roots are here in Kogelo, Siaya, in this Lego Usonga constituency, Kogelo village, Barack Obama made history as the first black African American to be the president of the United States. Therefore, tomorrow should the stars align for the son of Bondo, that is Raila Amolo Odinga, then Siaya County will again make history by producing the first president in 50 years who will not be from either the Kikuyu or the Kalenjin communities that the two combined have been taking charge or have been at the helm of the country's leadership. That explains the reason why we have this particular excitement. They were told that whistles should start going they should start blowing whistles early in the morning. The entire afternoon, whistles are being blown left, right, and center. Therefore, there is a lot of excitement in the air as well as political tension. But we'll see what will be the final result when dust settles tomorrow. Back to you, Ndong, in Kisumu.
Thank you very much, Duncan Kayemba, just giving us an overview of what to expect when we head to the polls tomorrow, just giving us a sense of how important the county of Siaya is in regards to this year's election. And what is fascinating is just went down the history books, just telling us about the connection with the former US President Barack Obama, and of course the man of the moment, that is Raila Odinga. Now let's focus on another county as well. We've talked about Kisumu, Siaya. What is happening in Migori? Kayemba talked about history. Now this is another county, of course. History has not favored them to some extent in terms of during elections. We've been having pockets of violence here and there, but this time around, according to the commission and the officials there on the ground, they want peace to prevail.
IBC finalized everything as early as 10 a.m. The county returning officer Ben Misati Moseti oversaw the distribution of election materials to various polling stations ahead of tomorrow's elections.
Kwa matayarishi yote, sisi tuko tayari, tuko sawa, tumepata kila kitu tulikuwa tunahitaji. Returning officers mbalimbali wako katika vituo sahihi, wakiendelea na kukuzanya na kupeana hivi vyombo vya upigaji kura.
Among the materials that were distributed include satellite phones to all the constituency tallying centers to ensure ease of communication.
Satellite phones to every county constituency tallying center, and then we'll take one to Migingo, where we will transmit our results from.
The IBC does not expect behavior kit failure in Migori County.
We have done very well with the KIMS kits, but should there be any problem, we have 6 kits per ward. We will rush to any station where there is a problem and we'll be able to solve it.
Migori County has a total number of 469,053 registered voters across the 8 sub-counties who are gearing up to vote in the 1,017 polling stations and choose their leaders in the 5 elective positions from the 378 candidates in the entire county. At exactly 12:30 p.m., a returning officer in charge of Suna West constituency started distributing ballot papers to presiding officers and tight security.
We are properly prepared for the elections. We have received all the materials that we need for the elections. The security is also okay. We have been provided with 2 police officers per polling station and 20 at the tallying center.
Bernard Ojuang, NTV.
Thank you very much. My namesake there, Bernardo Juang, just giving us a sense of what to expect in terms specifically of regards to security. Now, we travel about 100+ kilometers to Singishu County, where my colleague Lois Wangoi will be giving us an update from there. What do we expect in terms of the preparations on the eve of the 2022 elections, Lois?